Hi, I'm Astrologer Penny Dix and welcome to my in-depth look at March the 14th, full moon, total lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. So this is a powerful eclipse of beginnings and endings. I say beginnings because, of course, for new beginnings to come into our lives, we have to let things go. There's something about this full moon that brings in the element of energy of accountability. And maybe before I get into the full meaning that I'm picking up about this full moon, I'll just let you know exactly where it's going to be visible, because for the whole of North America, for parts of South America, and for parts of Alaska, this will be viewed in its totality. You will see the full moon lunar eclipse everywhere. Now, what this means also is that astrologically, the path of this full moon lunar eclipse, where it passes over, which is the Americas, North America and South America and Canada, what this means is this is where the major effects of this astrological symbolism can be expected. So what can we expect? Because as I started off, I was talking about it being about accountability. What does accountability mean? Because it's a lunar eclipse in Virgo and it's opposite the sun in Pisces, and Saturn, also in Pisces, is conjunct the sun. They are 1 degree apart. Let's bring the chart up at this point, and so you can get a rough idea of what this is about. So, Jerry, shall we make the chart magically appear? I love the way that happens. Of course, I can see nothing really, but I just enjoy doing it. So, a lunar eclipse in Virgo. We've got spirituality versus discipline. We've got breakdowns, but also the need for cohesion and union. We've got revelations. We have, with lunar eclipses, we have heightened emotions. Virgo is all about efficiency, analytical thinking. Pisces, where the sun is, and where Saturn, our planet of restriction, boundaries, limitations, discipline and timing. So Pisces represents our intuition. It's our dreams. It's where we can let go. It's where we actually want to break free from. It's where we want to let our soul ascend, leave our physical body. You know, one thing that we might experience around this lunar eclipse literally is out-of-body experiences, which I certainly have experienced at a point in my life going back about, well, quite a long time. Quite a long time ago, I had quite a few out-of-body experiences, and wow, they are very powerful. And I remember feeling the very first time it happened, because it was like I'll tell you the story because it's quite interesting. I was in bed and I was drifting off to sleep, and I suddenly jerked awake. You know the way suddenly your body goes whoosh, but my body, or my soul, had shot out of my body up to the ceiling of the room, so that I'm lying there sort of in a reclining flat position as I was on the bed, and my nose is kind of this close to the ceiling. And I can remember thinking, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. what has just happened. And at the same time thinking, am I dead? Is this death? Or is this what I had heard about as being out of my body, astrally projecting? I'm going to pause for a minute with that story because I want you to look at the chart, because if you look at that 12th house, you see we've got Aries on the ascendant at 15 degrees. And then we've got on the cusp of the 11th and 12th house, Aquarius at 22 degrees. The house is actually ruled, that means, by Aquarius. Where's Pisces? Where is Pisces indeed? Where is the sun? Where is Saturn? Saturn and the sun are hidden in Pisces in what is known as an intercepted house, an intercepted placement in this chart, which means something is very well hidden. Now, if we just hop back for a minute to the out-of-body experience, I did, in fact, as I began to become comfortable with the feeling of being consciously aware of what was happening, I did at that time what felt right for me, and I visualized a golden cross hovering above me. It was kind of like a touchstone. I, at the time, was not overtly into religion as such, but I think there is something about whatever your credo, whatever you've been brought up in, whatever your religious education has been, we go back to basics. We go back to what has been there from a child. And the cross was a symbol that was very relatable for me. So it felt like safety, like protection. As soon as that cross became solid for me visually, in my mind's eye, in this position of hovering above my body, I shot back into my body with such force and speed that I leapt out of the bed and I walked around the room just going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. What happened? Now, I'm telling this story for a reason. There is something about this Virgo lunar eclipse which can feel like a metaphor of that story. We are going to get kind of like shocked awake. Something needs to break out. Something needs to break free. The sun, the light of the sun is being hidden from the moon by the earth. So in a sense, we are preventing the sun's energy connecting with the moon. Because we're the earth. We are the earth. And Virgo, the sign of daily routine, of health, of looking after our physicality, of taking care of our mental health. Pisces is all at sea up there, and Saturn is trying to bring in some kind of structure, like the structure of the cross that I began to visualize, that seemed to be my redeemer, my redeeming touchstone. And then we begin again. It's almost as if, with the lights going out, with the energy of the sun's light being removed from the moon can't at this point quite complete its agenda. It has an agenda. It has a routine. It has a daily routine. And if I come back to, I'm just looking for my notes. Okay. So Yeah, Virgo energy is perfectionistic. It can be overly critical. Saturn in Pisces is imploring us to find acceptance and faith. There's been a lot happening on the planet that is asking us to, as I've said before, which was taught to me by a very dear friend, Caroline, LG, let go, let God. Maybe I'm going through some religious conversion, I don't know, but the energy of the divine comes into my conscious awareness much more lately. And I know that when I've been listening to other channelers and, energy people, intuitives, there is a sense of, because the times we are living through are incredibly challenging, because we are going through such enormous changes, that we do have to find that touchstone to hold on and make some sort of sense for ourselves of how to steer our way through the rest of the time the sun is in Pisces. The sun is in the seas of Pisces. We're going to come out into Aries with the spring equinox, but we've almost got 10 days or so where we've really got to have faith, have enormous and extraordinary faith. There's something also about this, if we look at the chart again, look at that Uranus. Uranus is trining the moon, and it's sextiling the sun. So it's also sextiling Saturn. So Uranus at 24 degrees of Taurus. Uranus, the planet of awakening. The Uranus, the planet of change, of shock, of disorder, of chaos, of rebellion. Uranus is waking up the moon's capacity in the sign of Virgo to stick to the routine. Let's stick to what we know. The moon is saying, no, I can't do that because I have to stick to my daily routine. I have to keep doing what I'm doing. And Uranus is saying, no, you don't. It'll be okay. Uranus is saying, I am going to turn you upside down. Uranus is saying to the moon, I'm taking your light away through the sun in Pisces so that you can have insight and inner sight. So that it links in energetically then with that Pisces energy of our psychic abilities, our intuitive thoughts, our gut feelings. Uranus is sextiling the Sun and Saturn. Therefore, Uranus is also being hugely helpful to the Sun, who's shining away there in Pisces. Saturn is saying, let's just take things easy. Let's just slow down. Let's take things one step at a time, one day at a time. And let's not forget it's an eclipse. So we have to look at the nodes so that this Uranus is basically trining the South Node and the North Node. The North Node, where the Sun and Saturn are sitting, is our collective destiny along with our individual destiny. The South Node is what we're bringing in. The South Node is like saying, well, we've always done it this way, so we're always going to do it this way. But have you noticed? Have you noticed what's unfolding in the world at the moment? Have you noticed how nothing is what it seems, how everything is changing minute by minute, moment by moment, second by second? Nothing is as it seems. That's Pisces. Pisces is bringing in this vague veil of illusion. We've got Neptune at the anaretic degree of Pisces. Absolutely on that kind of pivotal point of coming out into the light of Aries. And yet, on this chart, they're still in the 12th house. There's a way to go yet till we break out of this. Uranus is trying to give the energy to this eclipse of breakthrough, breaking through to break free. Uranus is also saying, we can do this peacefully. It doesn't have to be, if it was squares, I'd go, oh gosh, goodness me. Whew. Talking of squares, where do we have squares? All right, we've got Mars coming up to square Chiron. Well, old wounds are going to be reopened. That's for sure. Old wounds reopened. So we're not out of the woods yet, are we? And I said at the beginning about, I think this is the word I used, accountability. There is something about this full moon that brings in that energy of the need for accountability, the need to recognize that with significant change, the new can break through. But also where I'm trying to get to is we've all got to break out of the way we've been doing things. We've all got to break out of the routines that we've been using. Change is good. It's like change your furniture around, change all your paintings around, change everything, change your home, move house, do something, do anything that changes the energy. Be proactive. You know, we've got mutability, we've got Pisces, we've got Virgo. It's flexible, it's mutable. What we need is some cardinality, which we get from the ascendant with Aries. On the ascendant there with Mercury at 9 degrees of Aries. Venus conjunct Mercury, retrograde, moving back away from Mercury. Venus really is reminding us that with regard to relating, renewing, reviewing, being relatable, valuing what we have to let go of and saying, this no longer serves me, I have to let it go. This way of thinking, these habits. Think of also Virgo as being that kind of thing of our habits, our behaviors, because it is our routines. What habits and behaviors no longer serve you? Venus is saying you're going to feel so much better if you can conquer this particular habit, this particular way of looking at things. So that retrograde Venus can really, really be helpful, and it's going to be retrograde for a while, till April. So let's get to the bottom line, shall we? Shall we get to the bottom line? What do I really think is going on? Okay, let's just look at what the nodes represent, because this is what an eclipse represents. North Node, soul's purpose, new experiences, new parts of yourself that you need to develop. spiritual evolution, spiritual growth. But the North Node also can mean fated events, even fated opportunities coming unexpectedly from that Uranus sextile, the Sun. What about the South Node? It's about the past. It's in the part of the chart that is to do with our daily routines. It's Virgo. It's about our health, our ingrained habits. And it's warning us not to stagnate. It's suggesting very gently from Uranus trining the full moon, let go of these old patterns. You don't need me to have to force you into letting them go. There's also, remember, karma. It'll be very interesting to be the observer over the next couple of weeks around this full moon, because is karma going to make an appearance? Is karma going to make an appearance in North America, Canada, South America, where the totality of this eclipse is going to appear? I think that is a very, very interesting thought. I think the most important thing about this eclipse is we will see significant change happening. Virgo and Pisces and a full moon lunar eclipse can bring endings to ways of life, endings to ways of being, and bring major turning points on the timelines that we have set out in front of us. There's something about, there's something very humbling about the signs of Pisces and Virgo. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get to the point, but sometimes I just have to work my way through it. There's something very, Pisces and Virgo are about acceptance and faith. And they are humble signs. People with egos and strong narcissistic personas could suffer greatly with this eclipse. People who coercively control others could suffer greatly with this eclipse. People who do not have the best interests of the all or for everyone's good will suffer greatly with this eclipse. Is there a way back? There is always a way back if you choose it, if you choose to change. So it's a turning point. It's a turning point in health, in work, with our emotional well-being. We need to balance logic. We need to look at our intuition. And we need to balance discipline with surrender. And take responsibility for the karmic lessons that may appear through this full moon lunar eclipse. Now, I don't know if any of this has made any sense at all. I think at this point I'll get Jerry to magically remove the chart, because there it goes. I've certainly gone off down some rabbit holes today. Yes, I'm struggling with it. I'm struggling with it because I think we all feel, that this is the best way for me to put it. I think we all feel that we are living in extraordinary times and that what we are observing is extraordinary. And the fact that we have this eclipse coming means there will be a very definite change. Will that change be for the good or for the ill? Only the players on the stage can determine the outcome of this particular play. What we can do, and we can use this through the sun in Pisces and the Pisces energy, is intend with our prayer, with our will, with our intuition, with our ability to tune into higher frequencies. We can intend the change and the will and the intent for those in power to make the right decisions for the all of the all, the right decisions for you, the right decisions for me, for us. If we bring that down to a personal level, then we all can use that same analogy. Use this full moon to let go of habits, situations, ideas, dreams that belong to the past. Embrace the new, because the next new moon will be in Aries and we will have the spring equinox. Nothing ever stays the same forever. So, on that note, I'm going to bring this video to a close. And thank you as always for your support. Thank you for coming to watch. Please remember, I love for you to subscribe, to share, to like, to comment. And if you would like to have a personal one-to-one session with me, please contact me via my website. I will deal with you personally via email, and we will find a suitable time to suit both of us. So, on that note, thank you so much for joining me, and I really look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks for coming. Bye for now.